Hello and welcome to new stream. My name is Ray and it is Learning Korean with Ray, day 240. Thanks for tuning in, Flo. Already here, nice. Yeah, we'll just continue with the recap videos like we did yesterday. And hopefully we'll do them all, or the rest of them, in the next 2 days. Before we start with that, I want to not forget the vocabulary. We have 46 words, and I think yesterday or the day before that I didn't do vocabulary on stream, so I guess we can do a little review here on stream as well. And I think I'm pretty comfortable with vocabulary, so shouldn't take too long.
안락하다,
Alakada. To enter, to go into is tilde?
들다,
Every modern.
모든,
저기요, 저기요, 주세요. Something like this. 저기요, this 저 is probably wrong. Yeah, I don't know. This is one of these old ones.
주세요.
Oh, it's just 주세요. Okay.
주세요,
The other one is, excuse me, could you please give me a little? Yeah, that was the other one. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. After, later, who?
후,
Every time. 언제, 나. Not 언제나? Weird J.
언제나,
Yeah, wrong A. To be complicated. 복잡하다.
복잡하다,
Something. 뭔가.
뭔가,
Each. 다. 맞다.
마다,
Diligently. 열심히.
열심히,
Hi, Kaya. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you back. Yeah, well, this one. 천천히. Yeah, whatever.
최고예요,
최고예요. Okay.
최고예요.
Skip. It's not very good. Yeah, 별로래요. Also, maybe 별로예요. I don't quite know. Yeah, whatever.
별로예요.
Was a B, okay.
별로예요,
별로예요. Finally, due to so many people at work sick with COVID, I'm doing double shifts. Oh, and working in the evening to help out. I see. Okay. Well, that's hard. Yeah. I hope you are not overworking yourself then and still have enough rest. 빠져 오다. 나오다.
빠져나오다,
delicate. Some say 하다.
섬세하다.
Nice. To show off. 자랑. 자랑하다.
자랑하다.
dorm. 기숙사. 숙사.
기숙사.
somebody. 누구? 누군가.
누군가.
Nice, nice.
최고예요.
sometime, someday. 언젠가.
언젠가.
별로예요.
별로예요.
벌써.
벌써.
서. anytime. 아무 때나.
아무 때나.
everyone. Hi, Anonymous. Welcome to the stream. everyone. 누구나.
누구나.
counter for years of age. 세.
새.
to fall behind. qui or dwi? Dwi or twi, yeah. 뒤처지다.
뒤처지다.
nobody. 아무도.
아무도.
wallet, purse, 지갑.
지갑.
within, 이내.
이내.
anywhere, 아무 데나.
아무 데나.
How do you get? Oh, okay, wow. I don't know. 어떻게? Yeah, I don't know. It's again one from this.
어떻게 가요?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
어떻게 가요?
I should have
어떻게
tried.
가요?
To feel. 느끼다.
느끼다.
Counter for type of thing. 종류. Something like this. 종류.
종류.
Sometimes. Starting with K, so sometimes. Don't know.
가끔.
가끔. Okay.
가끔.
A long time ago. 옛날.
옛날.
통. 혀.
혀.
가끔.
가끔.
Not 착하다. Okay. Chin something chin something hada. I don't know the second syllable.
친절하다.
Chinjarada. Okay.
친절하다.
Chinjarada. Do you know that 어떻게 왔어요 is how it's not how did you come, but why did you come? Okay. No, I did not know that. Hmm. Yeah, I have to admit that my 어떻게 knowledge is definitely a bit bad right now. I just remembered 어떻게 because I remembered the phrase itself, not because I know 어떻게 that well. So if I go to my question word screen here, 어떻게, how somebody uses a verb. How somebody uses a verb. Interesting. So I don't even have that. Yeah, okay, never mind. 한국어를 어떻게 배웠어요? So how do you learn Korean? How do you come? Yeah, okay. How is somebody doing a verb? Yeah, that is good, yeah. But in this case, I guess it's like an exception. How did you come? Why did you come? Okay. 어떻게 can also have the meaning oh no. Okay. That's also new. Okay. Back to memorize. Only some few words left. Somewhere 어딘가.
어딘가.
Downtown 시내.
시내.
How do I go from here? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That fits into this definition that I had in my table. How do you do a verb? All one syllable. 다.
다.
To be nice, to be kind. 친절하다.
친절하다.
Please give me. 주세요.
주세요.
How do you get there? 어떻게 가요? Now it's easy.
어떻게 가요?
It's fine. You're welcome. 괜찮아요. That's what I remember. That's what I remember from learning it back then. Back then I didn't write Korean. I was just learning with audio and yeah. So I have no idea how to write this. 괜찮아요. No idea at all.
괜찮아요.
괜찮아. Okay. Look at this. I've never seen this before. Oh, this one as well. I have not seen these two syllables in any other way. So I have no idea about this.
괜찮아요.
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 Ah, here, this is, by the way, another example of people not pronouncing the O here. It's just ken. Ken. It's not quen. Quen.
괜찮아요.
It's ken. 괜찮아요. Yeah, pretty complicated for simplifying, yeah. That's true. To call out 부르다. 부르다.
부르다.
Supervise 감독하다.
감독하다.
To be difficult to do something. 힘들다.
힘들다.
A moment. 잠깐. 잠시.
잠시.
Anybody. 아무. 아무나.
아무나.
Well. 잘.
잘.
Everywhere. 어디나.
어디나.
Present now. 지금. 아. 현재.
현재.
Pink. Something with 홍색. 분?
분홍색.
Yeah, yes. It's fine, you're welcome. 괜찮아요.
괜찮아요.
Okay, that's it for this vocabulary. Okay, two more, never mind. Usual, 되게. 평소,
평소,
there we go. Economical, 경제적.
경제적.
Okay. Okay, with that, we go back to the recap videos. So Kaya, I have started with the recap videos of how to study Korean.com. I did the unit or lesson 17 to 25 test, the mini test from these 8 lessons. I did it together with Red Bull Green and Flo. It went pretty well overall. I got almost, I think I got almost, everything right. I just needed some help on the first question. Some little help because I didn't know word or so. But overall it was pretty easy. But the unit 1 test will be very hard. So we are reviewing the lessons here on the YouTube channel. So I'm showing it. So here we have the YouTube channel. Here we have the playlists, lesson recap playlist, and I went until 12. So we have recapped the first 12 lessons, and it looks like there's no 13. So we are continuing with 14. Oh, 14 is passive. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Only for 5 minutes.
안녕하세요.
I also did increase the speed of the very first lessons, but I think for this hard lesson, it's fine on normal speed. So let's do it.
Cloud입니다. Hey guys, Cloud here. Welcome to one of the lessons that I was least excited for back when I was learning it. The reason for that was because I felt like it was being introduced too early and that it was just too complicated. I felt like I didn't know the necessary grammar or vocab to really use it at all. But after I learned this lesson, I realized that it's not as complicated as I thought. This lesson specifically, it's not too complicated, but don't worry, it gets more complicated later. My goal for this lesson is to get you to realize that the passive voice has a time and a place, and when that time or place occurs, it's very natural to use it. And if you can't use it, it'll feel awkward that you can't. So you'll see what I mean. All right, let's get into it. This lesson is divided into 4 parts. I'm going to be combining the last 2 parts of this lesson and discussing them first, so just in case you're following along. All right, let's talk about 나다 and 내다. 내다 is the active form, meaning to make something to occur, while 나다 is the passive form, meaning for something to occur. 나다 and 내다 are often found in words, and they're often confused. Is the active form, meaning to make something to occur, while 나다 is the passive form.
To make something to occur?
Meaning for something to occur.
For something to occur. These translations are super weird for me. I don't get them. But I understand neda is active and nada is passive. For example, to break something or to be broken. I get that.
Nada and neda are often found in words, and they're often confused since they look like each other. Let's look at a situation where both are used. All right, situation one. Let's say you've been playing video games all day, and your mom comes into your room and says, "Go do your homework." You, being the A+ student that you are, obviously, you would say, "저는 숙제를 끝냈어요." Since you already
I finished the homework. I finished the homework.
did it, you're the one who did it. It didn't happen. It's active. Now let's look at another situation. The year's 2020, schools are held online. Again, your mom comes into your room and finds you playing video games. She looks at you and says, "Are you playing video games during class?" You respond, 수업이 끝났어요. Class
Swap class has finished already. So it's not the class doing the active action.
finished. Here, you're not the one that did the finishing. Class finished, the passive voice. See? All right, another example. My sister was coming over to have dinner at my place, and she rang the doorbell. I responded with, "It's open." When I first learned Korean, I would have been inclined to say something like 문을 열어, but that actually translates to open the door, which is what she was saying. Can you please open the door? What I should have said was 문이 열려 있어. The door is open.
Okay, this one I remember. This is the part that I remember. This is like this state. The door is in a state of being open.
Open in the passive form. No one's doing the opening here. The door is open. It just is. All right, hopefully that made some sense. There's a ton of examples on the vocab section of this lesson. So if you go to the vocab list at the beginning of this lesson, and you click on the English translation of the word. So for example, the first word you'll see is smell. If you click on it, you'll see common usages, a note about the word, and examples. I highly recommend for this lesson going through them. All right, let's move on to the second part. 하다 and 되다. So 하다 and 되다 are the active and passive.
Jenna White, you gonna SC Broodwar today? I'm not sure yet. I did yesterday, I did a long stream, and tomorrow I will stream again. Today, probably not, but I'm not sure. If I stream, it will be pretty late. So like, yeah, 9:30 or so, or maybe 10 p.m. But maybe there will be no stream at all. I'm not sure today. But tomorrow there will be. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Okay, we continue.
Versions of each other. So 하다 is to do, like we learned, and 되다 is to be done.
To be done. Is this not to become? Flo, I'm sure you're the saddest person about this, right? You are the most sad about this.
Time for an example. Let's say I just finished binge watching all the How to Study Korean lesson recap videos, and I'm in the mood to play a good old game of, let's say, Rocket League with my brother. I launch the game, but it starts to update and it's taking forever to load. I tell my brother, "Hey, can you let me know when it's done loading?" And I go to ravage the kitchen. When the game finally finishes loading, he yells out, "됐어," which means it's done. Here, if I
Okay, this I completely forgot. I thought Doeda is to become. Yeah, but I guess it is, yeah. It's just another way to say it.
finally finishes loading, he yells out, "됐어," which means it's done.
It's done. It became. Yeah. I guess it's the same meaning, like the same root. It has. It became finished. Nah, I don't know. It's done loading. Okay, maybe not. I'm not sure.
Here, if I had said 했어,
Like get. Hmm.
if he
Many
had said
meanings.
했어,
Yeah.
I would have said, what did you do?
Well, get is a weird word in English. Mm, get good at Korean. It should be I want to become good at Korean, right? But people can also say I want to get good at Korean. It's the same meaning, but get should be wrong, but it's not. Many people use it, so that's weird. And for German, a little side fact for Germans. So to get is something. The meaning of to get in English, the most common meaning is you receive an item, like you get something. You take it, you get it, right? That's the most common meaning of English get. And exactly that meaning is in German bekommen. Bekommen, which is it's it's actually crazy. I will write it in the chat. So it's bekommen, and kommen is actually come. That's the correct translation here. Kommen is come, and here we have bekommen. So many Germans use become to get something, to receive something, but it's obviously wrong. But the opposite is actually possible in English, that you can use get, I want to get good at Korean, when you should use become. That's actually not wrong. But the other way around, how the Germans are using it, that's wrong. So this is this is super funny. It's weird in with Germans. And also that get is used to mean become in English. That it's actually I'm not sure if it's officially correct or if it's just like now I forget the word. This casual man. I forgot. Sometimes I just forgot words. It's crazy. Slang. Yeah. Informal speech. Yeah. I'm glad I know now. What do you mean? What did you not know? That you can use get for become in English, or that become is wrong for receiving items for Germans? Pains of being bilingual. That become is not the same like get. Yeah. Well, in one situation, it is actually used like this for this. I want to get good. I want to become good at speaking Korean. I want to become good at speaking Korean. I want to get good at speaking Korean. In that situation, it is kind of the same. At least it's used like this. When officially only become should be correct, but get is also used, and it's fine. But in the other situation where you receive an item, you get an item that somebody gives you, then become is completely wrong. I become a present is wrong. Yeah, that means you are transforming into a present. You shapeshift and you are the present afterwards. Yeah, that's a like completely, totally different meaning. That's definitely 100% wrong. Yeah, this mistake is just very common in German because the German word for receiving an item sounds like the other word, where in the other situation you can also use get next to become. That's like very unfortunate. It's just a very unfortunate coincidence. It's super crazy. Yeah. Okay, but let's continue here, I guess.
I hope this example shows like it happened versus, or like it was done versus I did it. I personally try to create these kind of stories for words or grammar that I find very difficult, so that in case when I'm thinking of using them or I hear them and I'm confused or I forget, I just replay that story in my head and that brings me clarity. All right, on to the next part. 하단 받다. We literally just said 하단 되다 are the
Okay, 받다 is to receive.
passive and active version, and now I'm saying 받다 can also be the passive form of 하다. Kinda. Most of the time it's 되다, but some verbs just end up preferring to use 받다 instead. So
Okay.
a common example is with love. So you can love or you can be loved. So for example, 그 사람은
Okay, you
사랑 많이
receive
받아요.
love.
That person
That's
is very loved.
you
He's
can
not the one
actually
doing
say
the
that in
love,
English as
he's
well, I
receiving.
think.
So in this case, 받다 is used instead of 되다. All right, one last part, but it'll be fast, so don't worry.
Or it makes sense if you say it in English.
Some
It makes
verbs
sense. It's
don't
very
have a
unnatural,
passive
but
version.
you understand it.
And if you want to make it passive, you just add, you take the verb stem and you add 아 or 지다. So quick example.
Okay.
그 집은 한국에서 지어졌어요. The house was built in Korea.
Man, this guy, he's really good at picking super confusing examples, man. Yesterday it was so funny when we had these. He wanted to say something about car. There was something about car in yesterday's recap, and he used example sentence that had like 4 different syllables with car. It was so messy. He wants to explain this one specific car, and he's using a sentence where car is everywhere. I don't remember the sentence now, but that was very confusing. And here, he wants to talk about a or ojida, og, and he picks an example sentence that has go. So, I mean, of course, that's if you are concentrating and you're focusing on it, you see, okay, this is not the same. But if you just glance at it in the first moment, wait, og, but here it's go. This is just because he had to pick exactly that example's verb that has the same syllables, but just the other way around. Well, not the other way around, but one of the syllables here, the G. G or G. And then here you have the or again from Ossoyo. Oh my god. G or G or. Here you don't merge it, and here you merge it. G or G or. And he wants to explain or G.
Not the one that did the building.
Man.
Maybe I did, but that's not what I'm saying in this sentence. It's in the passive voice. Okay, that's it for this lesson. I know there was a lot to take in, and I didn't properly cover everything in the lesson. There's a lot more that the lesson covers, so I definitely want you to check out the lesson. But if I covered everything, the video would be way too long. This is a recap video, so probably don't want it to be going for too long. I've also linked in the description.
Well, okay. So we can transform verbs into passive by adding a or ogida. Nada is active, nada is passive. You can the oita or aita is for states of something. The window is in the state of being open, or I'm in the state of sitting. And what else do we have? Doeda. I want to revisit the Doeda part.
versus I did it.
It's done.
I personally try to create these kind of stories for words or grammar that using them. All right, on to the next part. 하단.
He has no additional example sentences here. So it was done. I did it. It was done. It's done. Okay, and patta sometimes is used for specific verbs for passive. I am loved. I receive love. Sarang. Okay, yeah, it's also the noun here. I receive love. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's just hard in general. I think the hardest part of this is exactly when to use the passive and when to not use it. So the situations in which it's natural to use a passive, that's the hardest part of this whole passive thing, I think. If you know, okay, I have to use passive now, then to actually construct the passive or choose the correct word for the passive, that's not the hard part, but actually recognizing that you should use passive in this specific situation now, that's the hard part, in my opinion. Okay, but that's lesson 14. So now we go into lesson 50.
안녕하세요, Cloud입니다. Hey guys, Cloud here. Welcome to How to Study Korean lesson 15. This lesson covers many different small topics, but none of them are particularly hard, so it should be smooth sailing. All right, let's get into it. This lesson is divided into 7 parts. Some more about 좋다, 싫다, 좋아하다, and 싫어하다, which we learned about previously. Let's just dive right in and compare them. 김치는 싫어요. Kimchi is bad or not good. 저는 김치를 싫어해요. I don't like kimchi. 김치는 좋아요. Kimchi is good. 저는 김치를 좋아해요. I like kimchi. Now I'm about to say I personally don't like kimchi, but yeah, that's just my personal opinion. All right, if you're not sure as to why these sentences are translated this way, make sure to check the lesson again. There's an extensively long explanation on this section, so make sure to check it out if you're unsure. All right, part 2.
That's it? He's not explaining anything around it? Yeah, I know they're translated like this, but I thought he will explain more about the background here. But I guess it's a recap, so... Yeah, so the version with hada, so or heyo in this case, with the he, that's the verb basically, and the other one is the adjective. So is good or I like. Same for this one. Is bad, I dislike.
So make sure to check it out if you're unsure.
Okay, next.
All right, part 2. We mentioned
yeah.
it multiple times. In this video, in other videos online, we consistently hammer in the fact that adjectives can't act on objects, so you're never going to use the object marking particles with adjectives. So for example, you could not say 나는 김치를 좋다. It makes no sense. You can still, however, have an object in the sentence, but the adjective cannot act on it. So you just can't have a topic marking particle. And we learned that we usually use 이 or 가 with it. So 저는 김치가 좋아요. I like kimchi. In English, there's obviously an object, but in Korean, it's not marked as an object. So here's another example. You cannot say 나는 너를 자랑스러워. That would not mean I'm proud of you. That would just not mean anything. 나는 네가 자랑스러워 is what you're supposed to say.
To be proud. 저를 내가. Yeah, okay, so this is this exception where this adjective actually kind of gets transformed into an verb in this case. And here I'm proud of you. Yeah, it's also I am proud. Hmm. So 자랑스럽다 is an adjective. Hmm. I think 스럽다 words are always adjectives, right? So they always require the e or ga ending on the object. Hmm. Okay.
Alright, let's talk about 들다. I remember 들다 was very confusing to me when I first learned it. Not because it has a lot of meanings.
Yeah, I have to say, there are a lot of words that some of these words that came up in this lesson and the next one also, also in the passive lesson, where I can't remember them, like Dilda, Kolda, Kilda, Dulda. I don't know. There's so many similar, like to turn or to be turning, to hang something, to go back or to look back. And this one is, I think, this one is I enter. So to enter something, right?
But rather because 듣다, which means to listen, conjugates as 들어요 because of the tigot irregular, which makes it sound exactly like the conjugation for 들다, which is also 들어요. And I'd just be like, well, which one is it? And I learned that if I'm ever confused, just look at the context again, and you should be able to figure it out. So let's look at its meanings. It can mean to carry or to hold something, like hold a bag, like 가방을 들었어요. I carried a backpack. And
Oh, to catch a cold. I remember that one as well. To catch a cold.
it can also mean to enter. So
Ah,
저는
yeah.
그
This is the
그림이
one I remember.
마음에 들어요.
Is this also the one to catch a cold? Is this also the same word that you use to say I caught a cold? So yeah, yeah, I'm. How do you say it in English? I caught a cold. Is that the correct English saying? I got cold? No, I caught a cold. Yeah, I think that's it. 감기에 걸렸어요. 아, 오케이. 걸리다. 걸리다? 걸리다. Yeah, it's colida, right? Flo, Flo, this syllable is wrong for you, right? Or am I just very confused here? Hi, Red Blue Green. Thanks for tuning in. Colida, yeah, okay. Colida, yeah. But 병이 들다. What is 병? Should I know this? 병. I know bang. I know bang, bread and room. To get sick. 아프다. Sickness is entering. Yeah, okay. Ah, 병. Ah, yes, I remember. I should know this. I should totally know this. I remember. Water bottle disease. 병. Yeah, so disease, sickness. Yeah. 병이 들다. Okay.
I like that picture. Like that picture entered my heart. That's just
They're also similar for me. I can't like colda, dilda, Then there's dulda, I think, as well. I can't differentiate between them.
How Koreans say that they like things.
I like that picture. That picture enters my heart. Yeah, I remember this part. Malm. Malm is like my heart, my soul. Kurimi picture. That picture touches me deep inside. English also has a few weird ways to say something like that. I have a problem with kuda and kyod. Yeah, to turn. The first one is to turn off, and the second one is to turn on. Yeah, that's also difficult flow, yeah. And then if you have the passive versions of that, I don't remember the passive versions. I know the active versions. Corda is Corda the passive version of to turn or to be turned off? Corda? I have no idea. Malme tilda is a very common expression. Yeah, I remember that. It was mentioned in the lesson, yeah. Okay.
Alright, some more about 들다. 들다 can be compounded with 가다 and 보다 to mean to
Oh,
enter or
compound
to
verbs
come
as
in
well.
or to go in. So 들어가다, for example, 아버지는 은행에 들어갔어요.
Okay,
My
this is
father went
easy.
into the bank.
I mean, this is also the translation of dilda that I remember, the to enter something and then just compounding it with to go. I can handle that. That's fine.
Let's look at 들어오다. 남자는 방에 들어왔어요.
Also
A man
easy.
came into the room. Okay. Is it still working? Yeah. Alright. 들다 is not the only word that can be combined. Here's a bunch of examples of compound verbs. 나오다, 가져가다.
To come out of something. Okay. Nauda to come out. Nagada to go out. That's also still fine. To take something. Okay, now it gets a bit harder, but I remember this part still. It's kajida, so to own something. To own something. Now I own it, and then I go away. So I take it. And if I say kajo oda, it means I own something, I have it, and then I come to you and bring it to you.
돌아가다, 돌아보다, like.
Oh wait, what? I remember that turn off has double F. And Korean has double G. Okay, nice, yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Oh, here. What do we have here? To return, to go back. Dul. We just had dilda before. Now it's we had tilda. Now it's tulda. What is tulda? To return, to go back. I don't know tulda. To turn. Okay. Yeah, return. Okay, I could have thought of that, yeah. To turn. But that was also used for stuff like the machine is running, right? The machine is running. Oh my god. Then at this point it gets really confusing for me because we just talked about turn off and turn on. They also have a passive variant, of course. And now we have tulda, which also means to turn, but is also used in a way the machine is running, which has nothing to do with turning. And then you can compound it as well. To look back, for example. To look back. Toraboda. So at this point, it's getting really confusing for me. Well, a machine isn't literally running away. Yeah, of course, of course. I'm not saying that English or German doesn't have those weird words as well, but if you grow up using them in a natural way, then of course you have them in your repertoire. Repertoire. But if you have to learn them from scratch in a new language, it's pretty hard to spin to turn, yeah. I think in old, yeah, that's the picture I have in my head as well, Kaya. These, I don't know the English word for this, but let me check very quickly. Webstuhl. Weaving loom. Weaving loom. Okay, this is definitely not the thing I am thinking about, but I have this picture in my head of this machine where you have a chair as part of the machine and one big wheel that is turning, and it's something with weaving. Medieval. I don't know. Maybe I'm just on a. I can just say it's a picture I have in my head. Maybe this picture is straight up wrong, but that's how I have it in my head. Here. Okay, here. Maybe we're getting there. Yeah, okay. I think we're getting there. Yeah, spinning wheel. Spinning wheel. Spinning wheel. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, spinning wheel. Is spinning wheel for weaving? Is spinning? So for the non-Germans again, weaving. No, wait, spin. Yeah, okay. There's a German word called spinnen, which I think is weaving. So spinning wheel. Jesus, it's this is this is again super weird for German and English. Like spinning means like turning, but spinnen, which is exactly the same spelling, spinnen means weaving. So it's so funny actually. You have a spinning wheel, and the spinning, I guess, is referring to that wheel that is turning, that is spinning, but you weave with that. And in German, you spin with that, basically. There's this word spinning or spinnen, and that's weaving. So it's the same thing, the same word, but used in a different way for the same product. It's again super weird. Okay, anyways. That's what I have in my head when I think about here machine is running with to turn uh, Kolda. Tolda. Oh, not. Wait, Flo, what are you saying there at the top? Tolda, not Tolda for machine. Not Tolda for machine. Turn the machine running. For machine, oh, really? Really? Okay. Yeah, see, then there's even another word that looks super similar to all the other ones, so it's even more confusing. I thought it's the same one. I thought I remember when I learned these vocabulary lists for this lesson, I remembered thinking, wow, it's to turn, but you also use the same word for a running machine. So, and also this difference between passive and active, something you add another syllable to it, like collida, the li, you add it to make it passive, but then on some other words, you have the one with more syllable for the active and you remove a syllable for the passive. That's also confusing. This is all the most confusing part for this lesson.
All of them yet. But
Yeah, homonyms. Homonyms.
you'll continue to see a lot of them. Let's look at these three words. We actually learned these in the vocab section of previous lessons.
다르다, to be different. 비슷하다, to be similar. 같다, to be the same. Okay, it's actually right here.
But I just wanted to compare them to really understand the differences because they can be quite similar because they're all comparing words. 우리는 매우 달라요. We're very different. 우리는 똑같아요. We're exactly the same. And 우리는 비슷해요. We are similar. So you can see the differences. Actually, quick anecdote. When I went to Korea, there was a 7-Eleven right next to where I was staying. So every night I'd get back around like midnight or something, almost around the same time actually. And I stopped by the 7-Eleven to grab some snacks to eat. At some point, the cashier like recognized me and he said, he asked me like, 매일 같은 시간에 와요? Do you come at
매일 같은 시간에 와요. Every day, the same time you come. So you come at the same time every day.
the same time every day? So here you can see 같은 means same. All right.
I found it on Memrise. There you learn Tolida for to turn, to run a machine, to hand out. Yeah, see? It's very confusing. And yeah, this is one of the examples I mean as well. This one, you have the li, but it's the active one. If you remove the li, it turns to the passive one. But for collida, it's the other way around. The same syllable. In one case, you add it to make it passive. In other case, you remove it to make it passive. So it's reverse for these two.
Part 6. Korean homonyms. There's a bunch of these in Korean. So let's look at them. 쓰다, even though it's written as
to
쓰다
write,
for
to
all of
use,
these,
to
it can
wear.
mean many things, like to write, to use, and to wear a hat. They all sound the same,
A
but they're
hat,
completely
okay.
different words. Another example is 걸리다. It can mean to be.
To turn on, to run, operate. Oh man. What about kyoda then? To turn on, kyoda. Red, blue, green. Kyoda.
Be in a state of hanging, like to be hung, to be caught, to be trapped, to take a certain amount of time, like how long it takes.
Collida. There we have collida for to be caught, to catch, to be caught in a cold. That's the literal translation. To be caught in a cold. To take, okay, to be caught in this time interval. To take a certain amount of time. To be in the state of hanging. To be in the state of hanging. Didn't we have to hang before? Collida, let me go back.
Were exactly the same. 그림이.
No, that's to hold something, not to hang something.
So for example, kimchi. Now I'm about to
Okay.
say homonyms. It can mean to be in a state of hanging, like to be hung, to be caught,
Kolda, to hang something.
to be trapped, to take a certain amount of time, like how long it took to walk, and to catch a cold or a sick, like 감기에 걸렸어요. To see examples of these, check the lesson online. There's a bunch of these. There's more words like this, like 감다 and stuff like that, but we haven't learned them yet. So finally, how to say being sick. we did learn in this lesson that 아프다 means to be sick or to be sore.
아프다, yeah.
I'll show you a couple examples. 팔이 아파요 means my arm is sore.
Mhm.
저는 어제 너무 아팠어요. I was very sick yesterday. You could also say that you're sick by using 걸리다.
저는 어제 너무 아팠어요.
Like we just mentioned. 저는 감기에 걸렸어요.
걸렸어요. I got caught in a cold. I got caught in a cold. Nice.
I caught a cold, or I have a cold. All right, that's it for this lesson. Wow, we finished more than half of Unit 1. What do you guys want to see more of in Unit 2? Is there something you guys don't want to see in the next unit? Is there something new that you guys want to see? Let me know in the comment section below.
Okay, lesson 15 is over. So we only managed to do 3 lessons today. And we have 10 left, so it will probably take a few more days to finish all the recap videos, because now the further we go with this, the harder it gets as well for the later lessons. But these two were definitely the hardest already. So yeah, okay. Maybe it doesn't get so much harder, but it's definitely harder than the first 8 lessons. So it will take some more time to finish the rest of the remaining 10 lessons. But yeah, I have to stop early today, or not early, but on time, basically. So I have to stop now, and we will continue with more recap videos on Monday. And yeah, let's see. Maybe we can do the Unit 1 test on Wednesday. Wednesday or Thursday. One of those days we will do the Unit 1 test. Okay. Yeah, you can feel free to stay in the chat to discuss these words more, but I hate those words. They are confusing already for me. I don't want to do it. So I'm stopping the stream. Thanks for watching, and see you on Monday. So again, tomorrow no stream, but on Monday we'll continue as always. Okay. Bye bye. 안녕.